All right. I think the sound's okay. Going down the freeway, so it's a little loud. But I wonder if I should have had the camera facing me instead of facing the other way. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. Farm over there. Houses over there. It's the first video in a while. Apologize for that. I've been under the knife a couple of times. Today is like the week anniversary. And yes, I'm driving. Probably shouldn't be, but everyone was busy and I needed to go to the doctor because they were looking at my stitching and making sure that the implants hadn't migrated and all this other fun, and then programming, adding more programs and making sure it could charge and all the other fun stuff. But yeah, so expect more videos. I can get up and down stairs a lot easier now. Right now my left leg's giving me a lot of problems, but it's more tight and sore than it is stabbing burning, so I'll take tight and sore over stabbing and burning any day. I think I decided not to point it at me because I'm I got some bread and I'm like, nom bread, because it's dinner time. Yeah, I'm going to be redoing If Love Could Bloom, which is funny because looking back at those videos, I'm like, dang, I've lost weight. But then again, I've lost 60 pounds or more since I recorded those videos back in the day. So that's kind of the fun part about it, is how much I've lost a lot of weight looking at my older videos. So there's always that fun bit. Yeah, on my way home from the doctor's, where I just spent 2.5 hours to 2.5 hours getting electrocuted repeatedly. Hello, police officer. Is anyone gonna let me in? There we go. Yay! It's very icy and slushy, so I don't understand people speeding right now, because it's very. I've seen so many accidents this morning when driving down to Idaho Falls that it's kind of. I don't understand it. Yeah, my right leg's been doing fine, which is why I'm like, it's okay for me to drive. And then, of course, I always had, so basically part of the checkup today was to make sure that the leads, the wires that go into my spine hadn't migrated at all. Because if they had, they'd have to cut me open and realign them. And so if that had happened, then I would have left my car in Idaho Falls and called my dad to come pick me up and drive me home, and would have picked up would have had my brother and dad, or something like that, come and pick up my car later on, and basically just leave it overnight in Idaho Falls in the hospital parking lot. Because I'm stupid, but I'm not crazy, or is it I'm crazy but I'm not stupid? I don't know. Either or. I'm gonna drive while just a week out of surgery, but I'm not gonna drive just a few minutes out of surgery. So yeah, it looks like everything is healing okay. I still have random buzzes, mostly because while the leads are where they're supposed to be, the scar tissue hasn't fully developed around them yet, and so they just kind of float there. At least that's how it was kind of worded to me, is that they're kind of floating in my spine. They're not yet solidified in my back. Once the scar tissue finishes up, then they'll be solidified. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, going to be working on more videos, but wanted to give you guys an update. I'm getting better. I can actually walk without a cane now. I can climb stairs. I can do things. And this is a whole new feeling for me. And it's a very strange feeling. A very, very strange feeling. But yeah, so there it is. I think this is the first video that's going to be on BitChute. We'll check it later, which will be kind of funny. But I'll get some of the other stuff back to working. I'll finish up the Elven Forge and all that other fun things. You know, back to work, basically, and then back to work as income is going to start, thankfully, happening. Turns out my doctor, not the one I currently go to, but the one I used to go to, turns out he screwed me over royally in my disability case. He said I was neurotic, mostly because I didn't want to be diagnosed with fibromyalgia, because I didn't have the symptoms of fibromyalgia. I had pain only in my knees, and I had fatigue from pain. But because he's like, oh, you're tired and you have pain, therefore you have fibromyalgia. And I'm like, but what? Yeah. And so because I fought him so much on fibromyalgia, he told me I was neurotic. And he kept wanting to send me to a fibromyalgia specialist. And I'm like, I don't have fibromyalgia. Let's find out what else is wrong. Finally, I gave up and I went to another doctor. And then the lawyer and I were going through all of the records. And my original doctor, nothing he said, everything he said to me was not what he wrote down on paperwork, basically. He was very, very two-faced. And it's very upsetting. And I feel wasted I went to that guy for 6 years. 6 years of him promising to fix me, promising to help me, and it turns out he was just milking me for money. That's all I was to him. And so I don't give two damns about him. And if you're, I can't give his name because that's one technically doxing, and yeah. Plus, he could sue me for slander and all that other fun stuff. But I will never recommend anyone for his business ever. But go to a new doctor. I like this new doctor, and he sent me to a specialist, a pain specialist, and a pain and spine specialist, and we went through and looked through the actual symptoms, and like I said, I can walk now. I went to, I've been going to this new doctor for a year. Just almost a year, not quite a year yet. Because I started going to him in like February, March, sometime around there. And it's December now. So that's how long I've been going to him. And look how far it progressed. I was going to the other guy for 6 years. 6 or 7 years. And he was literally doing nothing but cash cowing me, feeding me pills, and nodding his head. And yeah, so my disability case is basically dead in the water. It will take a lot to fix it. Yay. It's almost like it's like the specialist might be able to overturn it, but even then, it's very yeah. It's the government can just repeatedly point at the original doctor and say that, well, I just found a doctor that finally would feed my narcosis. And I'm like, no, that was the first doctor. But yeah, he was also the one that got me hooked on opioids and cocaine, so, which I'm finally being weaned off of. Another yay. So, whoop-de-doo. So yeah, 10 minutes for this video, mostly whining and explaining things that happened. You all have a wonderful day. I'm going to go home, curl up in a ball, and go to sleep. I feel like I've ran a marathon with how many times I've been electrocuted in my legs today.